Andrew, you've got to take a very close look at the messaging here that's coming from both sides. Still no word yet on when we'll hear from the President of the United States today. We expect the White House will give us that information when everybody gets to the office this morning. But as we take a look at this Iranian state TV video from last night, this was released by the Iranian side showing the missiles allegedly being launched. Remember that countries release military video when they want the world to see those images. So this is what the Iranian government wanted the world and perhaps the Iranian domestic political audience to see, is Iranian missiles being fired, striking back, slapping the United States. That's the messaging from the Iranian side, very public here. The messaging from the president last night after those missiles impacted was one of calm. Here's the tweet from the president. This came in the 9 p.m. hour last night, East Coast time. All is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world by far. I will be making a statement tomorrow morning. So pair that all is well messaging with the messaging from the Iranian side in their statement suggesting that the Iranians took and concluded a proportionate response. And you do paint a picture here, as Matt was just saying, of two sides that are looking to create an impression that this is, at least for now, over with. The Iranians get at least what they may have wanted with the release of that video and the impression around the world that they did strike back. And the American president now saying, all is well. We'll wait, now that that tweet is about 8 hours old, we'll wait for new information this morning from the White House and the Pentagon, guys.
No, we have no idea whether we're talking to Iran through a third party. Do we, Eamon?
We don't. We don't. I mean, that's been a delicate issue in the past. There have been more communications in recent years, but than there had been traditionally between the two sides. But we don't know what the back channels are at this point and what the diplomatic and intelligence communications might be.
Who was the third party? I mean, what country was the?
I'm just conjecturing. Yeah. I have no idea who could be involved.
Sometimes you can do that in Switzerland. You can do that through United Nations partners and others. But no indication as of right now that any conversations have been taking place.
It's everything we say. I'm very careful because I don't want to give the impression that this was not a commensurate retaliation to Iran. But I know that's what we're going to hear if there's no casualties. You're going to hear that Iran shouldn't be satisfied with this. That's what that's what you're going to hear.
But there's also a long view, right? There's a view that this is the immediate view.
Right. It might be longer. But here's what I was getting to, Eamon, is that over the years, a lot of the language from Iran is very, bellicose and over the top, and the hyperbole, and, death to America, and we're going to do this, and it's going to be rubble. And we hear all that, but a lot of times we don't really take it seriously. They had an opportunity this time to really act on some of that really fiery rhetoric. And if this is really it, In
fact, some of the rhetoric from the supreme leader of Iran overnight was not nearly as bellicose as we've heard in the past. He did call this a slap in the face or a punch in the mouth, depending on the interpretation that you took from that for America. But I didn't hear the death to America that you typically hear with some of these issues.
And you look at the president's level of bellicosity coming way down as well here in Washington, right? I mean, before the retaliation, the president was issuing warnings, threatening to strike 52 different sites in Iran, talking about hitting cultural sites. There was a controversy about that yesterday. After the attack, the president tweeting, all is well, looks good so far. Much more calm, measured kind of tone from the president of the United States after this. As I say, the important thing here is the messaging that both sides are sending to each other. The release of that videotape, the release of these tweets and comments. All of this is sending signals from one side to the other about what their intentions are and what their capabilities are. And we're left sort of sifting through all of that and trying to figure out where this is going to go next. As of now, though, I agree with you guys. The bellicosity level, it seems to be coming way down. But
And
this
if
is a
there's not
delicate situation, and that could change.
If there's not a third party that is a back channel, acting as a back channel, then the tweets would be the only way that they're communicating with each other, too.
Right, and the question is, do they understand each other, right? I mean, both sides have, a lot of hyperbole and rhetoric, a lot of bellicosity in their commentary, but can they see through that and really understand what the real intentions are? That's always the question in international conflicts, and it's particularly confusing here because of the cultural and political gaps between these two countries.